And are you refreshed? Good. Now what?
I'm so grateful to be here and that you chose me. Where do I begin? My question is along the lines of your opening statements, and I understand it all. And I have lived my life, I feel like, in such a way that my strongest desires were for positive, healthy relationships. You know, abundance and those kinds of things have come easier to me since I understood that, but relationships. So I've had situations in my life and tragedy, upset, things that I can't tell you I feel like I helped create. If I do have to take all that responsibility, my question is, how do I stay in love with who I am?
Because your inner being has stayed in love with who you are, and your quest is to seek harmony with your inner being. In fact, every time you judge yourself or condemn yourself or feel bad, that's your indication that you're off the mark of how Source feels about you. And don't you think Source ought to know?
I do get that, I think. But it has to do more with, is there a line? Because I've been to therapists.
Nope.
Can I give you an example? Sure. I don't know where to begin, but...
We do. Relationships are significant because you're interacting with others all the time. And how you feel has a lot to do with how you perceive others. And there's an inordinate amount of care from you and almost everybody about how others see you. So there has been, for all of your life, a tremendous amount of futile attempt at contouring your life to please others, which has messed up your own sensitivity to your own guidance system. Almost everybody we would be saying pretty much the same thing to. So as you've been following us here, and we're going to get right to what you're talking about, so just relax and trust that this is all going to smooth right out for you. As we've been talking here today about this path of least resistance, what most people do without even knowing they're doing it is that you try to make a path of lesser resistance for that one and that one and that one and that one. And in the process of it, two things happen. One is you distract them from their own guidance, and two is you distract yourself from your own guidance. And 3 out of 2 and 4 out of 2 and 5 out of 2 and 6 out of 2 is it backfires 100% of the time anyway. You just kind of got to let people figure stuff out and not try so hard to be the factor that makes it better for all of them. And once you decide that that's how it's going to be, and you begin translating that into behavior, things just get better and better. You can be so good to some that you disable them completely. You can be so good to some that they become almost demanding of more from you. It's like you start a trend where they get used to their sustenance coming from you, and then if you have the nerve to stop it in some way, then they become sometimes outraged, because it's like you've cut them off from the good that they deserve and that they have demanded through you. Well, it's time for you to allow them to discover that, like you and like everyone, they have a stream of care and attention and resources that is going directly to them from Source. And you're going to let them discover that for themselves, and you stop holding yourself responsible for things that you can't control, that were never any of your business to begin with. You'll feel way better once you start recognizing